The entire roof has been taken off of this barn over here. You can see just the sheer magnitude of that tornado. You mentioned that you're happy that the police are draining this lake here. Do you have any ideas or suggestions for them where they should go to from here? If it wasn't hot enough on this 90-degree day, we're putting on the fire suits and we're lighting a fire. Police say the motorcycle came down this hill over here, traveling in excess of 70, maybe even 80 miles an hour, before the driver lost control of his bike and crashed.
We're just going to see what he's got as he goes after Coach George. Whoa!
The reason people came out here today, they say, is to make a difference, but the food is pretty good too. You can still feel the excitement here from when Air Force One landed. On one hand, parents want to save money. On the other, they want to give their kids new costumes. We're on day 4 of the fire here at the Iowa City landfill. Not only we play with corn, but apparently I also got to do some driving as well. Cleaning off cars at a car dealership is more work than you may think. For one thing, you're not just cleaning off one car, you're cleaning off a whole parking lot full of them. Smooth. Our skin will be smooth, and we're recycling. You can do a mustache too if you want. Yeah. Now it's important to note that Vice President Biden didn't offer any solutions to how they would help fix the economy nationwide. We're getting into the spirit 10 months early. In fact, we even decked out the live truck. So we're having a great time over here. Both volunteers and RAGBRAI riders agree the breakfast here today is pretty darn good. That's if you can get a plate. Let's try this. We got birdseed cranberries and peanut butter. Here, come on, we'll try it together. No. Ready? So that's what, oh, it's awful. Are you sorry for what you did? Are you sorry?
The same apology that the state needs to make to me for discriminating against me because of my color is the same apology I give.
When Adrian Hicks stepped off a bus for the first time in Cedar Rapids, he thought he was on the road to becoming a truck driver.
CRST brought me out here with promises of steady work, good paychecks, but there was a lot of stuff they didn't tell us before you came out here.
CRST International gave him a bus ticket from his home in New Jersey to Cedar Rapids. But what he believed was an opportunity of a lifetime left him instead, in his words, at rock bottom.
I've lost everything that I ever cared for or cherished about, and now I've just become a burden to Cedar Rapids, and I don't like that feeling.
Adrian has been homeless since he was expelled from CRST's training school back in November after failing a drug test. He tells CBS 2 News the company refused to pay for his bus ticket back to New Jersey. His story isn't unique. Other CRST rejects tell us there are others who found themselves stranded in Cedar Rapids after being removed from the school.
Hoping and praying for the best.
Isaiah, originally from Indiana, is one. He's asked us to hide his identity. Embarrassed, he says, over the situation he's found himself in. How many people roughly were in your class?
I think we came out here with about 200 people.
And how many are here now?
I would probably say out of my class alone for that week, probably about 20 of us maybe.
With no place to go, those kicked out of the program often seek help from local nonprofits like the Salvation Army in area homeless shelters.
Perhaps they're only ones that we hear about are those that their support group back home cannot send them money, or their wife cannot send them money.
Officials with the Salvation Army add that in at least one case, a CRST company shuttle dropped off a man from Nevada right at their doorstep, allegedly telling the person, "This is the Salvation Army. They should probably be able to help you." Since January, the Salvation Army alone says they've spent nearly $1,000 on hotel rooms and bus tickets for people trying to get back home after being dropped from CRST's program. To put it another way, they say that's enough money to purchase some 2,200 meals. We asked CRST to respond to the criticisms of its rejected recruits and the concerns of several community organizations. In a written response to CBS 2 News, the company says recruits are told CRST, quote, pays for the transportation home except in cases of a failed drug test or an intentional falsification on the employment application. It's a catch buried on page 12 of an online information packet sandwiched between flashing banners for bonuses and extra money. We couldn't find it on the application itself. And in the cases we found, disclosure seems to be the key. CRST tells us applicants are informed of these requirements and the ramifications. Adrian says it's a warning lost amidst the promises.
When you get here, that's when oh, well, if you don't make the cut, you're on your own.
If they can bring them here, obviously they can send them home.
The company declined to say whether background checks are done prior to recruits' arrival here. They tell us they are proprietary, competitive, and could intrude on our applicants' confidentiality. CRST says it's brought $11 million to the community through its training program and has provided millions of dollars in donations and grants to local organizations. Be that as it may, it's those local organizations who are left to deal, in many cases, with CRST's rejects.
I don't think they put a strain on us unduly. It just seems perhaps immoral and unethical for them to continue to do that.
Community groups asked us why drug tests aren't done before would-be drivers arrive in Cedar Rapids. We asked CRST that same question. Their answer? For the applicant's convenience and quality control. But for some, that convenience has left them struggling. Covering the corridor in Cedar Rapids, Josh Scheinblum, CBS 2 News. Storms were still rolling through as neighbors woke up to find what's left of their property in the wake of high winds Thursday night.
The warnings and the sirens are going off, and the storm just kind of moved in.
Around 8:30 Thursday night, the winds ripped a band from Henry to Washington County, tore roofs off, and damaged buildings that were in its path. And while there were no reported injuries, what's left lays mangled and in some cases burning in fields.
I heard a lot of the tin hitting the house, rocks hitting the house, stuff hitting our house.
Structures weren't the only casualty. Tree limbs in some spots clutter front yards like leaves in fall. Police say they're still not sure how many homes and businesses were affected by the tornado, but the folks cleaning it up say they do know one thing. It's going to be a big task to get it all done.
We've seen everything, turkey buildings, damage to houses, new machine sheds, just everything you could imagine. If it was in its way, it just destroyed.
This is a community that's going to have to rebuild, but it is a community.
Seen the damage and lend a hand, because I know they'd be there for me if I had damage right now.
Eastern Iowa is now more than likely home to a new lottery winner. We don't know who they are or what they look like, but that's not going to stop us from trying to find them. So without any leads to go on, we thought we'd start here at a local gas station in Cedar Rapids. It looks like we have a potential lottery winner here. Sir, do I wish you congratulations? Did you win the lottery?
I wish I did.
Sir, if you won the lottery, what would you buy?
An island.
What kind of island?
A tropical island.
Would you invite me on the island with you?
Anybody that wants to come, more the merrier.
Did you win the lottery?
No.
How do we know that you didn't win the lottery?
Dude, I have to have people drive me to work. Come on.
That's the kind of answer someone would give who did win the lottery and didn't want anybody to know about it. For $241 million, you can buy a whole lot of candy. In terms of lifesavers, that's $241 million. But maybe candy's not your thing. At your local gas station, a bottle of water will cost you about $1 too. That means you can get 241 million of those as well. If you've already won the lottery, chances are you're feeling pretty lucky. So maybe 241 million scratch tickets are more your style. Maybe you like doing some drinking. Well, if you're anything like my friend over here, that's definitely a possibility. Ma'am, I noticed you were using the generic version. If you won the lottery, would you get the normal kind?
Sure.
What would be your taste?
Pepsi.
Pepsi?
You guys are not on Pepsi.
Well, despite our best efforts, it doesn't look like we're going to be finding the lottery winner here, so we're on our way to the source where the ticket was bought. We're here where that ticket was purchased, Hy-Vee on Edgewood Road. We hear they're having a press conference. Why don't we go on in and let's take a listen. So do you have any idea at all who this winner could be?
That is the $241 million question, and no, we do not yet.
After talking with our friends at the Iowa Lottery and over at Hy-Vee, it's still clear we don't know who won the lottery. The question is, though, if it's you, why haven't you come forward yet? For covering the corridor in Cedar Rapids, Josh Scheinblum, CBS 2 News.